Gaslighting. Gaslighting occurs when someone attempts to make another person doubt their own perception of reality, their own memory, and their sanity. The term comes from a 1938 play called Gaslight, in which a husband manipulates his wife into believing she is going crazy by dimming the gas lights in their home and then denying that the lights are flickering when she points them out. Gaslighting undermines the victim's confidence in their own judgment by using convoluted lies, withholding information, and shifting blame onto the other person, while denying their side of the story and claiming that what the other person is saying is a lie. Guilt tripping. Guilt tripping occurs when a manipulator induces feelings of self-blame in a victim regarding their actions or inactions in a specific situation. For instance, if a toxic individual discovers they weren't invited to a friend's party, they may express, "I can't believe you didn't invite me. I thought we were closer," aiming to evoke guilt and ensure future invitations. Isolation. Isolation involves a manipulator isolating a victim from their social circle, eliminating any support system that could disrupt the manipulator's agenda. This is accomplished by undermining the victim's relationships with their loved ones, gradually turning them against family and friends by portraying them as detrimental to their well-being. Additionally, the manipulator fosters dependency in the victim, making them feel reliant on their approval and support, instilling fear that they cannot function without them. This strategy is commonly used by tyrant partners, cults, and online predators. Love bombing. Love bombing is a deceptive tactic in which the manipulator showers their victim with love, attention, and praise to make them falsely believe that they are loved. Using excessive compliments, gifts, and frequent talk of extravagant plans for the future together, the manipulator expresses intense emotion to make the victim feel like they are the most important person in their abuser's life. However, behind this positive facade lies is so that the abuser can quickly gain as much power and control as possible. Furthermore, people who use love bombing for manipulation make the victim highly attached to the praise and then take it away at a moment's notice to make the victim crave it and be more compliant with the abuser's requests. Historically speaking, Adolf Hitler is said to have used love bombing techniques on his wife Eva Braun to keep her close to him while he pursued his destructive political goals. Playing the victim. Playing the victim is a common tactic that even non-violent or manipulative people may use to avoid taking responsibility. It involves the manipulator making themselves appear to have been wronged or injured when in fact they are the one at fault. By shifting the blame for their actions onto others and seeking sympathy by exaggerating their difficulties, the victim avoids accepting responsibility and admitting their mistakes. Playing the victim can be very effective because it forces the manipulator to confront and claim that the other party is completely wrong in an attempt to regain control of the situation. Projection. Projection of blame is a common tactic where the manipulator shifts their thoughts and feelings onto someone else, making them believe that they are responsible for what you are feeling or have done, also known as victim blaming. Manipulators often blame their victims for actions that they themselves are to blame for, without realizing the connection between their accusations of others and their own actions. Diversion is another manipulation tactic that closely resembles projection. However, usually with deflection, the manipulator is aware of their hypocrisy and shifts the blame onto someone else to avoid responsibility. Whereas with projection, the manipulator lacks self-awareness and unconsciously shifts the blame. Emotional blackmail. Emotional manipulation occurs when an aggressor uses threats, guilt, or other tactics to control and influence the victim. A prevalent strategy is withholding affection and support until the victim meets the manipulator's demands. Additionally, the manipulator might offer promises or commitments to the victim, only to betray them later on. Fake moralization. This tactic involves a manipulator pretending to have high moral standards and values to gain power and control over others. Nobody likes an authoritative or aggressive person leading them, so manipulators mask their true intentions and behavior through various methods, such as virtue signaling by publicly supporting a cause or charity to gain praise. Manipulators who portray themselves as morally superior often engage in hypocritical behavior, making it challenging for victims to identify and address. This tactic is not easy to counter in most situations.